Hello again, YouTube. So, in case you haven't noticed, it is the 20th of November, which means that we are a little bit, okay, not a little bit, but like a good halfway through NaNoWriMo. And considering that I started a week late, I feel really good about the fact that I have a little over 15,000 words. Yes! And about a third of those words I did over the past 2 days. So I'm very happy about that. The reason I'm very happy about that is my main reason for wanting to do NaNoWriMo is to improve my writing. I started writing a novel called The Journey about this time last year, and I made it about 30,000 words, and I just really felt like the story wasn't going anywhere, and I got writer's block and haven't really written in it in a long time. And NaNoWriMo, or at least after I finish this story, I really want to go back and finish The Journey and then start polishing it, because I feel like it's a really good premise and probably better than my NaNoWriMo story, because it was just a random dream idea. So I don't know, NaNoWriMo is really inspiring me to go back and just start writing every day again. So yeah. You know how I said I was going to do an Allegiant book talk? Yeah, probably won't happen this week, but I actually think because it's been about a month since the book came out, that I'm going to reread it, as hard as that will be, before I do the book talk. And life has just been crazy lately. My life has been NaNoWriMo, school, and NaNoWriMo. School's been really busy with Thanksgiving and finals coming up, and so all of my teachers are just trying to get their last information in, and we're doing practice, end of course tests, and all that stuff. So, and in case you didn't know, the Catching Fire premieres tomorrow night, and I am so very excited. A theater in my area is doing an 8 o'clock showing before the midnight premiere, and I'm going to that with a group of friends, and I'm so excited. And then on Saturday, as a lot of people probably already know, is the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who, and the long awaited episode, The Day of the Doctor, is airing. And I'm just so excited. And there will be tears, more than likely, because it's already been told to us that the Doctor is going to regenerate. So I'm very sad about that, but I'm just so excited for Doctor Who to start picking back up and stuff. One thing I've really noticed in my writing during NaNoWriMo is that when I've been writing my rough draft for my other novels, well, mainly The Journey, I haven't described a lot, and I say, oh, I'll go and do that later. But with NaNoWriMo and trying to get 50,000 words, your main goal is to basically describe absolutely every single little detail. And another thing that I've used to boost my word count is to not use contractions. And I know that may seem lame and maybe cheating even, but I mean, I started really late, so I feel like I can use it. Plus, while the story isn't in medieval times or anything like that, it is kind of more of a mature book. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the premise of my book, or my story for NaNoWriMo. So it's about this girl named Jax who has run away from home and she's been running for a while now when we first meet her, and she finds this random huge tower in the middle of the desert, which she has found herself in. And upon coming to discover this tower, she hasn't eaten in a while, about a week or so. So she's starving. So she goes into this tower thinking, oh, maybe there's some food here, even if it's half rotten. I'll eat anything at this point. So she goes into it, or she walks up to it, and there's this staircase winding up to a door about halfway up the tower. And she's just okay, that's a bit weird. And what's even weirder is that the door is covered in locks. She's okay, that's even weirder. And instead of being a rational person and running away, Jax manages to unlock all the locks just with a bobby pin, and she's smart like that, and she drops into this room, And it's this really weird, like very sterile, almost like a hospital visiting room, I guess, because there's like two couches, but they're very like old, and just everything smells sterile and clean, but it looks lived in, if that makes sense. Searching through this place, and like the only light that comes through, because there's no windows, are these light bulbs that hang from the ceiling. And like the light bulbs aren't covered by anything like a lamp, they're just light bulbs, and for some reason they never go out, which I haven't figured out why yet, but I'm just going to assume advanced technology. She's looking through these hallways, which they're all identical, they're all that concrete white, like as I said, hospital floor type thing, and then it's your natural, well not natural, but like your average white walls, like in a hospital, so it's very hospital-like. I didn't realize that until now. And as she's walking through it, she's noticing that there are a ton of doors that are on each side of the hallway, and these doors just are all identical looking, and she gets lost very easily. And in the midst of all this wandering around, she gets attacked from behind by these, what we'll refer to as men for now, and they take her. Jax is taken to this safe room, which she comes to refer to it as. This place, it was made for people from a secret country, for their heirs, and for the children from like the political leaders, the king, and all this stuff. And they all send their children over to the tower, where they're isolated from their wild and declining world of a country. And what happened was they eventually, like, the boys that were sent over there got power hungry and started picking on the girls and acting like I rule over you with the girls. And then the women basically became their slaves, and the fact that they did all the work, they were forced to cook and clean and sew, and the society doesn't really know much technology aside from like your basics, but they're very old-timey, like medieval in a way. And Jax is sent into the safe room, where all these girls between the ages of like 13, well not girls, but there are girls from like ages 13, which is about the youngest, and the oldest is about 35. So you have a mixed range. And there's about 40 to 50 of them in this huge room. And this room actually has the only windows that are in the tower. And she comes to find out through meeting these people that they are basically the slaves of these men who live in the tower. And what the men do is they call these women their wives, but they don't have a relationship in that way. It's just their term for it. I may find another term because it doesn't sound right. But a wife is basically someone that they're allowed to beat and hurt and whip and use in any way possible except in a loving way. Love and like hugging and holding hands and kissing would be it would be enjoyable to the women. And the whole point of this is that the women are miserable under the hands of the men. So that doesn't happen. But it's more of I rule over you and you are under me type thing. Jax is assigned to Landon, who is the newest member of the society. And really it's just her story and her journey of trying to make it through this new world that she's found herself stuck in, and just struggling to survive, really, because these people have evolved into something very feral and very wild, and they're basically monsters and animals just wanting to hurt people. And it's very hard on Jax to come to grasp with this idea because Landon is new to the system. He hasn't been brainwashed yet by the other boys, So he's very vulnerable and still very human, and she doesn't understand why someone would want to go from being a normal human being with feelings and such to an animal. And yeah, if you want to know more, then just check out my NaNoWriMo account on NaNoWriMo.org. My username is ChocolateTN, capital C and then TN. So I'm going to try and film a Catching Fire movie reaction right after I get home from seeing the movie. That may not happen depending on how late I get home, and also if my computer will cooperate with me. I know that I'm also going to try and film a reaction to The Day of the Doctor. So both may happen, one may happen, neither of them may happen, it just depends really. And other than that, as I said, over Thanksgiving break I'm going to try and do a readathon / write-a-thon. I didn't plan the write-a-thon, but when I made that video and said, oh, by the way, I'm doing a Thanksgiving readathon, I wasn't really thinking about NaNoWriMo and how far behind I'd be, because I really do want to make that 50,000 goal, even though I am so far behind. So I think during that readathon, I'm going to do much like the booktubeathon in July was, where there will be little goals for myself, and one of them I will be reread a book, so I'm going to do Allegiant. Another will be to read, or at least finish a classic for me. I'm going to try and finish Pride and Prejudice, because I made it about a fourth of the way through, and I was like, nuh-uh, I'm done, and I need to finish it. And I've also really been wanting to reread Aragon by Christopher Paolini, because it's amazing, so I'll probably end up doing that. And another one will probably be to try and finish an audiobook, because I absolutely failed at that. So basically the same challenges as the booktubeathon. I'll probably add a few interesting ones of my own. So if you want to join me, then just comment down below or contact me in like Facebook or something if you have friended me on there. And that's about it. So anyway, I will hopefully have another video up soon. If not Catching Fire or The Day of the Doctor, then an NaNoWriMo vlog for next week. So I will see you guys later.